Hello, I'm Michael Weaver, and for the last 12 years, I've led communications and brand marketing for Wynn Resorts. I hope you've heard about our 3-year plan to increase inclusion and diversity throughout our company. I believe we have a good track record when it comes to these areas. But like all things Wynn, good is never good enough. We want and can be the best in everything we do, and so we've started down the path to be the best in these important areas. June is Pride Month. These types of cultural commemorations are important because, among other things, they help us to understand what's important to members of other cultural groups and communities. The LGBTQ community itself is as marvelously diverse as our country is overall. Why Pride Month is important to someone like me, a gay senior executive, senior both in position and years, is very different than someone new to our workforce. This video features employees across our North American properties talking about their personal impressions of the importance of inclusion and the commemoration of Pride Month. I hope you find what they say as interesting and as important as I have.
Pride Month has just become this point where, as a community, we can celebrate how far we've come, When I was younger, it was just kind of the secret that you kept to yourself. And you didn't talk about it. You knew you were different, right? But it was not something you talk about. And now it's like, well, how can I just, show more of my pride? How can I, show, more of myself and that part of me that I had to keep, in a tight little corner because it wasn't quite as accepted when you were growing up. I've been lucky to work at places that were diverse. I worked retail for 10 years, so depending on where the store was, you would see a lot of the demographic of that community in the store. But I think by far, because of the number of employees here, this is by far the most diverse place I've ever worked. Even though we might wear the same uniform or may look the same, our stories are not the same. I like to see a melting pot of people because that allows us all to be ourselves. We don't have to be one thing, we don't have to act one way, even though we should all act 5-star, but we don't all have to act the same way because we can find commonalities with different people. Employee engagement is important for inclusion because the more a company is inclusive, the more people are engaged. They love where they work. When I'm able to showcase who I am, then I am more bought into the culture of the company because I know that I'm appreciated for my authentic self. I don't have to pretend to be someone that I'm not. I know that who I am is valued and it's encouraged. I love being an employee relations counselor. It's very busy, but I love it. I love speaking with employees. I love upholding policies. Some people might be like, you like upholding policies? Like, yeah, I love it. Policies are in place to make us all feel comfortable at work, to protect us at work. So I love that part of my job, that I can uphold the policies and I can help managers, employees figure out ways to make sure that they're being heard, that their concerns are being validated, and that we all feel comfortable in our workplace.
Pride Month to me is our civil right, is our legacy, for me is part of respect. The way that I see that they care about us and engage us is to be ourselves, is to respect who decide that we want to be. So I think it's really important for us so we can continue supporting.
Pride Month, what it means to me is about a celebration of equality for all. It's not just a specific group, but it's for all. It's our civil liberties and it's equal rights for everyone, and it's human rights. Pride is also about a remembrance of those who fought in the Stonewall movement. The leaders like Harvey Milk and Marsha P. Johnson, who led the movement just to be themselves and be accepted of everyone. The Wynn has given me a greater appreciation for diversity and inclusion because the Wynn strives for being the best of the best, giving 5-star service, not just giving 5-star service to our guests, but also being the best in every single way, whether it's giving back to the community or giving back to the planet. Employee engagement is important for inclusion. Employee engagement in general is important for the company's success and having employee morale. When it comes to inclusion, it's like being a part of the basketball team. You have been chosen, you have a uniform, you're part of the group. And with inclusion, it's like playing the game. You're on the court, everyone is counting on you, you're a critical part of the team. What excites me about my work here at Wynn Encore is first, it's about the pride, being part of the best property on the Strip, 5-star resort for many, many years. I mean, it just amazes me when coming to work, seeing the 2 towers, how beautiful they are, and it's very unique. Going into work, being the ambassador of the company and welcoming the new team members and telling them how special and amazing this place is. And also having great leaders that I look up to and having colleagues who are supportive and smart and fun.
For me, Pride Month is to be out, to be who I was, and it's a month to celebrate myself. And further than that, I think Pride Month is a month to share love, because I grew up in a country that I don't know anything about. This thing exists. I feel confident, I feel blessed, I feel loved. I think it's a wonderful month to celebrate your true self. It's a month to celebrate the achievement of the whole LGBTQ community. Diversity is something that throughout my career, at other positions I had before, and of course here at Encore, it's something that I'm familiar with. At Encore, this is hospitality, and this is my first job in the hospitality industry. I think diversity is very important. Imagine in a garden, we have different flowers. Each flower has different color, different scent. Blue, red, yellow, and all the color make a beautiful garden. So I think diversity in the workplace is the same. We can be different in our color, in our gender, in our language, but together we make the success of a company. Employee engagement, obviously, is very important. If we don't have the opportunity to engage in something, we don't feel free to engage in something, or the company or an organization don't encourage people to engage in the success in the company, then that company or that organization won't be successful. So I think it's very important that all the employees should have or empower the ability to join in, to engage in the success of the company. Encore is amazing place. I just asked myself the other day, because we have a pre-ship and everybody was talking about gratitude. And everybody, of course, go on and say, we are grateful for this, we're grateful for that. I think I'm very grateful that all of a sudden I'm here at Encore. Imagine sometimes you walk by a 5-star hotel or 4-star hotel or a fancy place, and you always imagine, how it looks inside, how it is to work for a sort of place like that, right? But I'm suddenly here. Now I am here. So I think it's amazing. I love it here.
Pride Month is, to me, living life authentically and being really proud of the life that I have built with my wife and 2 beautiful children. and making sure that I raise my children to know that it's important that they are also proud of their family, and having two moms, and that we really need to begin to normalize that families can look differently for everyone. Something else that means a lot to me in regards to Pride Month is the impact that activists, including our straight allies, have had on the LGBTQ community and our history. It's important to really commemorate the progress that has been made in terms of our equality, but there's a long way to go, and I think that that's the reason why Pride Month is important, is because it allows us to pause and really consider where we've come, but where we still need to go. I love that Wynn Resorts represents every characteristic, regardless of gender, race, age, sexual orientation. I feel that because we are so representative, that everyone feels like they have a place here. And having a sense of belonging for every employee is so important. And I think that's why I've loved working at Wynn Las Vegas for so long, because that's how I have felt. I've always felt like I've belonged here. Employee engagement is important for inclusion, because without engaged employees, you don't have employees who care. And without employees who care, you can't foster an inclusive environment. And that's the one thing about Wynn Las Vegas employees, is that there's this sense of caring for everyone and everything. I love my job at Wynn. I get to talk to and work with every single employee here, regardless of their position. And although my job can be very difficult, it's certainly not easy. I hope that employees know the one thing about me is that I care. I care about people, I care about our employees, and I care about this company.